Hello and good morning. Today is November 14th, 2017, and I've already forgotten what day it is. I'm going to make up a number. I think it's 1.176. That sounds like a good number. It's kind of like your age. You lose count after a while. And I am still recovering from my last laser session. As you can see, no makeup today. And I'll take my glasses off, which I rarely do because I don't like the way I look without glasses. It reminds me too much of beta mode me before I transitioned. Of course, I've always worn glasses, so it's not really that big a deal. But anyway, plus it hides my funky eyebrows. I butchered my eyebrows yesterday. It looks pretty, like I said, no makeup, so that's my hair. And as you can see, the curtains match the drapes. Gray eyebrows, gray hair. I'm gray. I'm middle-aged. What do you expect? Okay? Today's a question, and hopefully some folks will post in the comments below. And the question is, why do women shave their legs? You ever thought about that? Why? Men don't shave their legs. Maybe that's the obvious answer, because men don't. But at what point did it become the norm, for lack of a better word? I need to turn here. At what point did it become the norm for women to shave their legs? I think if I go back in time, mentally, I've kind of remember during World War II, there was a nylon shortage, and so women would shave their legs and draw on the nylon seams or something like that. And I apologize, my memory is not what it used to be. But it's one of those things I was curious, and here's how it happened. If you're interested, how did this topic come up today? I have a 11-year-old daughter. Excuse me. I'm so used to saying her. She's 10. 11-year-old daughter in fifth grade. And recently she's beginning to come into her own, as I imagine I would have come into my own if I was a cis gal. And excuse me, I'm readjusting. And she started to kind of do some things like tinker with her hair, and she likes to come in and play with my makeup, and I'm always like, have at it. You know, I would have nearly killed somebody to have makeup at your age myself, and so knock yourself out. You're not going to hurt yourself. Although I did give her a warning about the eyelash curlers. That they look as painful. They're as painful as they look to use, and I don't use them. But she's coming into her own, and I've noticed she's shaving her pits and shaving her legs, and you know what an honor for any father. For any father, for her child to come and ask her how to shave her own legs. Isn't that a mind fuck? Gender fuck? But anyway, so this morning when my daughter proudly displayed her shaved legs to me, you know, oh, it's so smooth. I started to get, happy for her. And I even started to say something to the effect of, oh, smooth and sexy. But I caught myself, because for a father to tell her daughter she's sexy, I don't think that's proper. I mean, you had to look at it in context, but it made me wonder. We'll take my daughter out of it. We'll use Squirtle here. You know, if Squirtle shaves her legs, is it sexy? You know, I guess it's an individual thing. And please post, why do you shave your legs? Is it because of the norm? You know, women are supposed to be, shave legs and arms. And, I haven't done it in a while, but, every so often I have to get out my dog clippers and give the old guns here a shave down, because I'm of Cuban descent, and I have thick arms, I had thick arms. I had tree trunks for arms. I had fur, which, I mean, as a credit to, I'm not going to show you anything sexy, but this was fur, girls. Okay. And no electrolysis, a little bit of laser here, but hormones. Hormones. God love them. God bless them. So the question again, why shave the legs? And why do we feel so attached to it? I for myself, I love the feeling. I mean, I love the feeling, and it's something that I was not allowed to do because I was not a cis girl. So now I feel like I'm somewhat getting payback. I'm making up for lost time, for lack of a better word. But again, it's that question, and I remember back, my Air Force time, I remember back, shaving my legs and what a rebel I was under my uniform and whatnot. I had shaved legs, and as I walked and we did the marching and stuff, it was like, I don't know. It was like, hee hee hee, nobody knows my secret. But again, and later in life, when I sort of considered myself more of a cross-dresser, shaving my legs, and I loved that feeling of a skirt and a slip, that friction, kind of that silky. But again, is it sexual? And at what point maybe do you go from being it makes me feel like a woman to a sexual thing, which I think would be like more like a fetish, stockings. And again, what is it in our brain? What is it in our brain that we associate smooth and silky with sexy? And are we trying to be women, more like women? And so we're buying into that, to be more like a woman, I have to butcher my eyebrows and, all this other stuff. It's funny in a way how, and I've said this before, we always we talk about there being a gender spectrum and a spectrum of femininity and masculinity and a spectrum of this and sexuality and whatever. But isn't it interesting, at least it's interesting to me, that I know I've bought into the binary system in some ways. Girls shave their legs, guys don't shave their legs. I'm not turned on by shaved legs. I'm sure I'm turned on by masculine, by hairy legs. Okay, as a woman, as a trans woman. But that's my sexuality and my that's more custom made for me. But again, why do we shave our legs? And I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. Is it because the fashion industry? You see these girls, and I don't have any skinny Pokemon. I'm sorry. Sorry, Squirtle. Squirtle's like my shape. Okay, like a potato. I'm a potato. I want to be a pear. If I could be but I'm a lumpy potato. If I could be a pear, that's my goal, to be a pear. Some women can be an hourglass. I started off as an apple, and now I'm a lumpy potato. I have bumps and eyes everywhere. But anyways, like I said, it's kind of it's something to think about. But and the video I made a couple days ago about when I bought the girl razor and the girl lather and everything. I'm looking for something I can grab real quick. The I've already forgotten what this is called. The cuticle cream. When you see women, oh God, my hands are so dry. It's funny to me. It's like on the one hand we say, oh, gender is a spectrum, and it is, but there's still some binary things. If I love Thor, okay, Thor's my new heartthrob because I can't have him because he's not real, kind of like Santa or Jesus. But if Thor mighty Thor, turned to Loki, or and said, "One moment, brother, I must put cuticle cream. Mjolnir is Mjolnir makes my hands so calloused, And then Loki's like, "Wait a minute, I've got some cream in my hat, Uh, you know. Anyway, makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. And it's interesting to me. It's interesting to me. As well as it's also interesting to me and then I'll say this and I'll shut up, I promise. It's interesting to me. I've seen somewhat of a trend and I may be making too much of a generalization. Probably open my mouth and stick my foot in it. Women, as we go through our first year, trans women, we go through our first year and we begin to figure out our own sense of style. I had heard one trans woman share with me that, she originally went for baggy clothes and loose fitting stuff. And then by her second year, she was buying more form fitting. And by form fitting, I take a t-shirt and pull it tight so your breasts, seem like they're bigger. Form fitting shirts and jeans, skinny jeans, again, that, straight leg as opposed to, toothpick legs. For you, those of you who have skinny bodies, I don't. I'm a big chassis. But I've noticed that pattern in some. It's like the maybe we give ourselves permission to explore and then we focus on something. And I guess maybe that's too big of a generalization, but that's what I've noticed lately. Some other trans women that we're kind of in the same graduating class. And again, the style has gone from loose to kind of tight. Again, but going into what fashion tells us is a woman. We're settling into that somewhat stereotype, which I can kind of see because that's what other people expect. Average people, when you go to the store, if I was to go to the store somewhat like this, and assuming they don't break out the torches and the pitchforks and run me out, I would definitely fit in more than if I had, let me pull this back, which I always hate to do because you can see my bald spots. But, if I had, really short cropped hair and I may not look like the assumption of what a woman looks like. Does that make any sense? Probably not. Probably not. But anyway, discuss. You know what I mean? I think it's neat. I think it's neat. And if you're transitioned or transitioning, I think it's good to kind of keep an eye on it for yourself. What do you feel comfortable doing? What do you feel comfortable with your present? Of course, I'm straightening my hair because I'm covering up my bald spots. Yes, I have them. And that is why we have the Rosanna Dana hair, or the, what was Red? Red from Fraggle Rock had the pom-poms for hair. Yes, I have bald spots. That's okay. Let me take this out. Now I look silly. Not that I didn't look silly before, but anyway, my friends, peace, love, and happiness. That's just my video for today. And again, we started off with shaved legs, and again, it's an interesting, yeah, But why do you going back? Women who do electrolysis on their bodies, cis women, they're trying to fit into that mold. It makes them feel more feminine or makes them feel better about themselves. And that's the cool thing about this life, is we have freedom of will. But it's interesting to me that, it's like a common, I don't know. All right, bow wow, my friends. Good luck to you on your transition. I would be curious to know, again, what you think about shaving your legs. Would you ever go without? I mean, it's in the wintertime. Weeks can go by. Sometimes I don't shave my legs. I don't have to shave them as much as I used to. But I do find, I'd say about once every 2 months, I need to get out the clippers And I actually shave my legs with the same clippers that I do my dog. You can believe that. And then I go back with a razor because, again, like I said, I have thick hair and I could sit in the bathtub for hours doing it the other way. It's just easier to get it all down to like, you know, a centimeter, and then the razor, it's whatever. And I don't nick myself with the electric razor. So, all right, that's it for today. Good luck in your transition. Good luck in your journey. Bye.